Hi everyone, it's Karina and Jack here. Hi. Hi everyone, it's Karina and Jack here. Welcome to our Conversations That Matter series. We are coming together as mother and son to just share some insights about the parent-child relationship. And we've got a pretty connected relationship, and we just thought we'd share some insights and hopefully there's going to be some takeaways for you guys as parents, and maybe if there's some kids watching, to take into your family and to use within your relationships. I've been working with families for over 30 years. First of all as a paediatric RN, and I've been a coach and therapist in my own business for about 9 or 10 years now. So this is an incredible passion of mine, and I really do believe that the family unit is the foundation of our society, and it starts here. And so whilst this isn't prescriptive and it's not, we're certainly not perfect, we just thought it would be great to offer some insights and things that we've learned over the time navigating being a parent and being a kid.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So we thought that the first thing we would do this first session would just be about the role of the parent. So I'm really interested in hearing from you your thoughts on the important aspects of parenting. And I think that this is really what I guess the unique aspect of this is we're hearing it from you. We're hearing it from an adolescent, young adult point of view, because I think the lenses that you look through are clearly going to be very different to the lenses that we look through as parents, and I think that's where we can potentially add some value for you guys. So I'm going to be basically asking Jacko his thoughts and opinions, and we're going to be sharing some stories. We're willing to be very open and honest, and as we said, it'd be great if you guys did want to put in some questions and ask us to talk about any topics of interest. We're excited to be here with you. Hi.
Hello. First episode?
Yeah, first episode, hey?
Let's do it.
All right. So we had discussed, like I said, about the role of the parent. We just thought that might be a good place to start. So we've got some notes here that we're going to refer back to so that we don't forget stuff.
Yep.
So the first thing you put down here, we've got about 5 things. So the first thing you put down is one of the most important things that you felt has been really impactful is to teach, to guide, to mentor, and for us to be your role models. Yeah.
I think it's definitely the most important for sure. And I think it's just the way that you go about that as a parent, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's obviously a few different ways that you could go at teaching and guiding.
Mm-hmm.
You could be like a full helicopter parent, which obviously, has its pros and cons.
Yep.
But yeah, like you can also, do it in a different way that sort of supports, I guess, the parents and the child bond.
Okay. Yeah. So in regards to the connection between the parent and the child, you feel like rather than being a dictatorship, where you're just sort of getting told what to do all the time and it's not our way or the highway, that you're involved and it is a bit of a teaching and a guiding and a bumper bowling kind of, hey, there's some stuff that we've got to learn here and we're here to guide you and teach you those things.
Yeah, I think it's a clear difference between, like a really like soft parenting, in that you let kid do anything, and they sort of run they run the sort of, they are the, I guess, superior.
Yes.
Whereas, the bumper calling, I think, is really good in what you and Dad have done with, not letting Sage and I get away with stuff, but you can obviously approach that in a kind and nice way where the parent and child do work together.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I just said before, like the helicopter parent or the tiger mum or whatever, that's the opposite to just let the kids run free.
Yeah. And I think that's what we are really looking forward to talking about is I guess the impact of those different styles or ways of doing things on you. I'm really interested in hearing. I think you guys will get great value out of what Jack has to share in regards to, when I was potentially a helicopter parent, or when, Dad did come down too far for you guys, or when we didn't discuss something and we just dictated that this is how it was. Like, I'm really interested in hearing from you how that landed. And this isn't about being perfect, because Jesus, I am far from perfect, and there's just been some stuff that I've done in the past that I'm not proud of. However, we're all human, and we're all just navigating this process as very best we can. We've all come from different backgrounds. We've had different upbringings and experiences and imprints. And so I think that's another piece that, we're really interested in portraying as well. But I love hearing that. So it's about the mentoring and the guidance, and really we are the leaders of the family. We are the co-captains, or if you're in a single parent relationship, or there's lots of different versions of what a family is. But essentially, the parent is in the role of leadership, and really they need to be the captain. And we find that there are some issues that start to happen when the children come into that captaincy seat.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so the second one we've got here is the co-regulation piece, so providing emotional regulation and support and safety.
Yeah, I think that really ties well into the first one, just with the teaching aspect. Because I guess, it obviously happens a lot when you're a lot younger. Infancy is that you obviously look up to the parents, and you copy everything that they're doing and stuff like that. And I think if you can't regulate your emotions when responding to something that your kid has done, I think that has adverse effects on the kid, and that's how they're going to start reacting to things in their own little lives, you know what I mean?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, it's one of the hardest jobs in the world, being a parent. It really is. It just tests us to beyond, I think, any kind of limits we've ever been in trying to have kids. And we all typically want to do the very, very best we can. And that co-regulation piece is an incredibly important part of how you guys develop, and how your brains develop and your nervous systems develop, and how you kind of end up being in the world and being in relationship. I think that's where where it all changed for me, when I started to really kind of know the impact of my dysregulation and the way that, and what I was bringing with me from my own upbringing in my past, my sort of that sort of stuff. And when I started to get help with that, it changed everything. That's another key thing that I work with parents a lot on, is their ability to just sort of heal the past and to grow and evolve. And I think there's nothing better than you kids helping us do that. Yeah.
Because I think, obviously the kids are just trying to, we're just learning, right? We're just testing the boundaries. And I think it's, obviously I'm not a parent myself, but I think as the kid, we need the parent to be strong in those sort of testing moments, because you can't let us get away with stuff like that. And, you need to let us. You need to bump the ball that sort of. The kid,
and also, those big feelings. Like I remember you as a baby, often, as a pre-sleep cry, you would be releasing for about 45 minutes before you went to bed every night, and Dad was sort of tag teaming, or you were a child that had big emotions, big feelings. You were fairly sensitive, and so I think what you're talking about there is the containership that Dad and I provided as best we could. And again, it's not about perfection and doing that every single time and doing it in the best way. And sometimes we miss the mark, or we just didn't have it in us to hold space for you. But you're right. It is our job as the parent to be that container for your emotions, and help you regulate and bring you in so that you learn to do that yourself. And I remember Dad, when you were about to say, he's like, Jesus, when is this kid going to kind of learn to stop crying and regulate and all that sort of stuff? And you did. You sort of managed yourself quite well, and we can talk about that as we get on as well. But it's a massive piece of this, relationship and the connection that we share.
Yeah, definitely.
So then you've got here trust and honesty. So it's an important part of the parent-child relationship is trust and honesty. What do you mean by that?
Trust and honesty. I guess I have a big trust and honesty system with you guys, and I have noticed a lot of stuff with, I guess, my own mates or people that I've gone to school with, how they sort of interact with their own parents or what they say, like if I'm hanging out at lunchtime or something and they're talking about their mum and dad or whatever in a certain way, like they've done this or this or this. And I just remember thinking, I would never even think of doing something like that, or saying something like that behind my parents' back about them. And I don't know, like it's just...
It goes both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And it's obviously built from those earlier stages, I feel, what we just talked about there. But it's huge.
It is huge, isn't it?
It's just about the relationship, I think, the bond between the parent and the child. It is, obviously built in those earlier stages, I feel. Obviously I've noticed that, the people that I was surrounded with, not all of them obviously in school, but a few of them I can just, they don't have a great relationship with their parents, just, purely based off that. And that it is a clash of heads more than often.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a foundational piece, and I think it is and also we could probably say some respect in there as well. Trust and obviously and respect. Going sort of both ways, and so we can talk further about that as well. But okay, so the fourth one you've got here is communicate openly and effectively as much as possible.
Yep. So I think that obviously ties a lot into trust and honesty as well. But just communicating openly, like I feel that it's just crucial because if you're not communicating openly, well then you don't have that trust, right? And then I feel like it's pretty easy to pick up as either you or a parent about that they might be, or that they are hiding something potentially, or whatever that might be. Just communicating openly about it all. Like let's just get it out there. If something's happening, let's just talk about it. Let's just sort it out. It doesn't have to be such a clash of heads and oh, you've done this, look what you've done. And, you know, a lot of the times you and Dad you've approached the conversation if I've done something wrong, for example, coming from a place of curiosity, right, and finding the point where I don't know why did I do this, right?
Yeah, Or
trying to figure out
what was going on for you.
Yeah, trying to figure out the sort of root cause.
Yeah.
And then working back from there. And then often it's not, it doesn't really come from such a malice sort of place, right? Like
but we're not trying to catch you out
or the kid even coming from, you know, such a, oh, I'm trying to hurt another kid or something or whatever, like if they're, you know what I mean?
So you're saying it's important to sort of just always try and be as curious as possible, that there is always a reason for the behaviour. And I think it's a really important point that with kindness and compassion and openness and understanding, we can find that root cause and that need, that underlying need there. Making potentially a better decision or getting that need met in another way.
And if the kid understands that, you know, he's on their side and they're there for them.
Yeah.
And the best. Just I obviously felt that a lot. Guys, like there's just a lot of things where, you know, with certain things that I've done, you're like, oh Jesus, like, you know, I know that I've done something wrong, but I know that my dad are on my side. Yes, it's bad and they understand that it's, you know, you can't be doing this, but like, we're going to work together, sort it out. Being that dictatorship of punishment, you've done this wrong. You have to know you've done something wrong.
Okay. And I guess the choices and the decisions we make about that stuff can either divide us or it can bring us together.
Yeah.
And I think that's what does happen a lot. There is that sort of fracture that happens, and you know, it's us versus them. You know, it's the parents versus the kids. And like you're saying, you know, you really found that it was important to you to feel like we were on your side and we're all in this together and we can get through this. And I think part of the honest piece as well, I mean, saying is, you know, Dad and I sometimes, on some occasions have said, Jesus, mate, we're going through this for the first time too.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on what we do? You know, and when you've actually got a trusted, deeply connected relationship that is based on respect, then you can have those kind of conversations. And, you know, we can go into that a little bit further as well. But, it just means that everyone can navigate through things. We can feel like we're in a position of guidance and like leadership. You know, and we're all kind of getting our needs. We're doing it together.
Yeah.
It's not a power trip.
Yeah. And I think as it went on, like, obviously I knew times where I'd done something wrong or something like that, but I also knew that I wasn't going to get slammed, but I knew that I did something wrong and I said I can't do this kind of stuff, but it was almost, you know, obviously we would have the chats like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, it's not funny, but it just became funny.
Can't steal curly whirlies from the freaking 7-Eleven.
You know what I mean? Like, it just became, like, I would come home and like, I'd be like, look, I've done this and whatever, and it'd just be funny. I'm not saying that I'm getting away with it, or it's like, oh, yes, I'm in. Like, mum and dad they're not going to slam me, but I think that comes back to the deep, I mean, obviously you can dive into this a lot more without getting into it right now, but I think the trust and honesty point and the deep connection and bond is that I'm not going to sort of, what's the word, like abuse my position where, like, you know, mum and dad I know that mum and dad aren't going to, you know, slam me. Yes, I'm going to get a punishment and I'm going to talk through it, and I know that I've done something wrong and I understand that, but I know that I'm not going to get a huge, you know, smackdown for this, so I'm just going to be in my position and just get away with more stuff.
Yeah.
That was never my, obviously.
That's a really key insight, I reckon, because I think that, you know, as parents, we do fear that.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason that we come down freaking hard.
Yeah.
It's like, we need to slam this down so this doesn't happen again. Because, you know, it's first time and it's time, and, you know, we sort of think, Jesus, look so far into the future, it's going to be an absolute loser and end up with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I it's a really good important thing to explore and unpack further.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And the last one we've got here is spending quality time.
Yeah.
So what is spending quality time to you?
Yeah, well, I guess when we spoke about it, spending quality time for me doesn't have to be going on a big trip or, you know, going down, exactly, you know, going to Italy for something, for example, or going away for a weekend, having a physical getaway. I'd have to talk about how I just remember when we were living in Sydney. You know, I loved the moments where I'd come home from playing footy or something, and let's come out in the backyard, Dad's mowing the grass or something, keep them away, Sage and I are sort of in and out of the pool, you know, you're there, or whatever. We haven't really got a time or agenda or somewhere to be or doing anything in specific. We're just hanging out, and I really remember those moments as just being like a core memory almost of just bonding. Like we didn't have to really be anywhere, or we're not down bloody lawn or something, or get
Didn't
away.
need to be anything special. It was more about,
And I remember you talking about the
like the lightheartedness of it and the playfulness of it and the not having an agenda and just kind of, in our own spaces, but interacting sort of within that. And I'd love to talk to you about, I remember sort of saying, is it important for you to maybe have had Dad keep footy with you, and does it matter for it to be specific to your kind of needs, for example, or can it be something that parents organise, and is that still meeting a kid's need for sort of being with and spending quality time? So we can explore that further as well. Sometimes, us as parents, we do get a bit caught up in having to make it sort of something extraordinary, whereas what I'm hearing from you is that just in very ordinary moments, it can really create those times to connect.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it is, just touching on that one, like quickly, like obviously I remember we would do day trips to go to waterfalls or something, and Sage and I we wouldn't necessarily want to do that. I want to sit on my iPad or something. I think that builds just a deeper connection. And then I find myself doing that now. I wanting to go with my mates, so I doing that kind of stuff. Just going little day trips to, and I think that's on the parent to do that as well. We're going to go and do this today.
As leaders of the family, captains of the ship, we know that this stuff's important, and even though you don't really want to go right now, we're going to make the best of it. And
and often, like I've found that I've never fought against going. Sit in the car for 2.5 hours. See them. I went it for weekend, and then. But I think half the time I got there, I'm eating some banana bread or something, and I'm having a great old time. It's, I got there and it was actually good.
Those shared experiences And I think that's,
like you touched on about the iPad and social media and modern world and life, and so we can touch on that as well, because I think connection, always feels good, and it's so incredibly crucial to have those moments, and whether they are little micro moments or whether they are days. It's really important to be doing those things to reinforce that bond.
Mm.
Definitely.
All right, mate. Anything else we need to share before we hop off?
No.
Okay.
Fun.
Yeah, first one. Tick that box, eh?
Yeah. And then, obviously we're going to dive into the rest of them a lot more in episodes to come. So really looking forward to those, because I think that'll be, good.
Yeah, share some stories and
Some insights and stuff and some learnings.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good.
thank you guys. Really look forward to seeing you for our next episode. And like I said, if there are any themes or topics that you'd like us to discuss or questions that you have, just send us an email or a DM and we will create a Q&A. Okay, thanks. See you next time.